Yo, you are now tuned into the Bag Brothers Podcast, episode 30. Let's get it. It's your boy Sully.
It's your boy P.
You know, we back at it again.
Peace.
Nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? We had to take last week took a little vacation off because, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, you know, GiGi, and what else was involved in the terrible helicopter crash.
Yes.
So we had to make sure we pay our respect, our tribute to them. Yes. Tip our hat off and give a little break to just reflect and really get into you know, just appreciate appreciate and debrief you know, our lives and while we have them, because any moment, you know, it could be gone.
Exactly.
So we didn't have an episode last week. We don't apologize, but like we understand that everyone was like, yo, what's the episode at?
Right.
Had Matt P text me, P had Matt P texting him, calling him like, yo, like y'all don't do this episode. Listen, y'all gotta understand that we gotta pay respect.
Right.
Prince, if y'all don't know, he hasn't said it, but I grew up Prince since I was little. A big Kobe fan. So we've been debating about LeBron James, who's better, Kobe Bryant, who's better, for many years. So when that happened, the first person I called, first person that I text was him.
Yeah.
Just to make sure he was good, make sure he was in pocket, because he didn't even know.
Yeah.
So he didn't even know. He was like, as soon as I put the text message in the chat, so yo, Kobe Bryant died, he put question marks. Because he didn't have knowledge about what happened and what happened at all and how it happened and who was involved. So I had to make sure that I shed light upon that. But we had to pay respect, so we kind of like took a time off just to reflect and just to get our feelings together and our gratitude together about what happened. So you know.
Yeah, man, it was like you said, man, just rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is my favorite player, like excluding no one. It was crazy because like the day Kobe Bryant died, we celebrated my grandmother's birthday that weekend. So it was literally like, even though we were celebrating her life, I was still mourning her death, and that was like one of the first deaths that I ever had to deal with, like of someone that was really super duper close to me. Mm-hmm. So it was just a crazy weekend that weekend, because it was like, all right, I'm celebrating my grandmother's birthday, at the same time mourning her death, and then literally the next morning I wake up and I'm laying in the bed and you're like, yo, Kobe died? like, yo, stop playing like that, man. Everything not a joke. I'm thinking he's joking around, and I'm like, and literally I hit Instagram and they're like, oh, Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash. And yo, like, I literally just like, I was in a very dark place. So I literally went outside and I went to the basketball court by my house, and it was crazy because I was watching like these little kids play. And they, like, this was maybe, like, 40 minutes after, like, it started hitting the net. Like, everybody was posting it. And they found out while they were playing basketball. Like, and it was just, like, so crazy. Like, their reaction, it was like, yo, like, one of the kids, he was like, he checked his phone for something. He was like, yo, Kobe Bryant dead. And, like, literally, like, it was maybe, like, 5 or 6 kids. And they just was like, yo, stop playing around. They said the same shit. I said, yo, stop playing around, man. And he showed it to them on his phone or whatever. Yeah. And they literally, like, stopped playing basketball. Like, they literally went home. Like, and I was like, God damn. And it was just, like, that was a crazy weekend for me, man. But like you said, man, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to GiGi Bryant, his daughter. Rest in peace to the other 7 individuals who lost their lives, unfortunately. And, yeah, man, like, just cherish the time that we do have, man. And I understand that this physical existence that we occupy is very temporary.
It's not forever.
Yeah, it's very temporary.
And listen, sometimes you'll find that out real quick before you even know it.
And it doesn't, and death doesn't discriminate. Like, it doesn't discriminate based on race, wealth, health. Like, death comes, man, and it's just, oh man, I was really fucked up behind the Kobe Bryant death. So again, rest in peace, my favorite player.
You took a hiatus from Instagram, right?
Yeah,
social media.
Yeah,
right?
I took a hiatus from social media because for me, what was like the breaking point for me was that they, like, people started posting the video of the helicopter going down, and for me,
which wasn't the real video, by the way,
right? But just
the helicopter was black.
See, you just put me.
We'll go into detail.
You
like,
just put me on game because I didn't.
Right.
Because like once I started seeing, because it took me back to a place where, like, when Nipsey died and they were reposting the video of Nipsey laying on the floor, right? Of, like, with him.
I didn't even see that.
Yo, like, literally,
that's kind of wild.
When Nipsey died, like, it was literally people on my Instagram who were posting the video of Nipsey laying on the floor, like literally like lifeless, right? Like his lifeless body,
Right.
And it was just like, yo, when I seen people reposting, and again, thank you for sharing that or whatever. But when they were posting the video, I'm just like literally my head just went to a different space, because the first thing I thought about was like how much of a father Kobe was, right? And I was like, what was those last moments like of him?
Was he holding her,
right,
saying everything's be okay?
Right, because it was just like, and then I seen multiple people posting the video of this, and again, it was a helicopter that we presumed was Kobe Bryant's helicopter, and it was crashing, and then like once it hit the ground, it immediately burst into flames. So it was just like, it was really, and again, I was dealing with my own personal, because it's like, people always be like, oh, like how can you mourn somebody you don't know? But it's like, these people are like have an impact in my life. Like Kobe Bryant, like yo, I had literally like drag out arguments with people about Kobe Bryant, like,
including
in
me.
high school. Yeah, it's like, and it's like it never went like to the next level because we still best friends. So it's like, yeah, I still get like LeBron
is fighting over it.
Yeah, like nah, it wasn't that, but it was just like, yo, like I'm standing on this. Like Kobe Bryant is my favorite player.
I think one time we got into like a low key heated argument about like.
It was a couple.
It wasn't like
in Copy's room.
Yeah, it was like, yo, like,
it was
a
a couple.
couple. Better nigga, like
it was a couple. It was a couple.
telling me shit.
Yeah, it was a couple.
Yeah.
But it was no love lost. But it
wasn't
like
like I'm talking to you after this.
Yeah, like so once I seen people reposting the video, I'm like, yo, let me just. And again, like I said, I was dealing with grieving my grandmother, right? Because like, we had a party for my grandmother. It was a beautiful celebration of her life, right? Maybe she remembered in perfection. But it was just like all of those things culminated into one weekend. I was just like, yo, I got to get off social media. Like, and I just
too much.
Yeah, I took a step back, and it was very refreshing for me, right? Because usually I'm on social media every day. It's like every day I wake up, like after I meditate, after I do my
stuff.
Yeah, it's like I go check what you sent while I was resting, and vice versa. So it was very refreshing to just like take a step back and just like inhale a little bit, and like. And it was like, yo, damn, I don't miss Instagram. But you know, I had to get back on. You know, we got podcasts to promote, we got merch to promote.
Right.
But I do want to like make a conscious effort to like sometimes step away from Instagram, right? Because that.
Well, I think that's healthy.
Yeah, it can get jaded. Like
it also can get very consuming as well, right? Like exactly. You can like be very devoured by it, and like you know, always on Instagram, always on Facebook, always on Twitter, always on Snapchat, right? So like, I think sometimes it's okay to like take a step back and like reevaluate things and just get things in order, so that way you have a more so of a purpose, not just like, oh, I'm going to wake up, I brush my teeth, go on Instagram.
It's like habitual.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like long story short, yo, just rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, rest in peace to his daughter GiGi Bryant. I do want to say the names of the other people who lost their lives in that crash, because I think that's important. Rest in peace to John Altobelli, Kerry Altobelli, Alyssa Altobelli, Christina Mouser, Sarah Chester, Peyton Chester, and Ira Zobayan, who was the pilot.
Forgive us if you're pronouncing the
name
wrong.
if we
but we want to make sure that we pay respect.
Yeah, just paying respect and homage, and may they be remembered in perfection. May the blessing of Allah be upon them. And yeah, man, like I said, man, just cherish the time that we do have, like, because none of this is guaranteed, none of this is promised. But yeah, you know. We back, baby. Like we back, baby. We back. Energy's up, man.
Over somber moment, we back.
Yeah,
you know, this episode 30 coming right at you.
That's what we do, man.
We're gonna kick right off for the tip of the week.
Let's get it.
Leaving your home and returning home safely is an underrated blessing. Read it one more time again. You know how we always do it.
Come on, double up.
Leaving your home and returning home safely is an underrated blessing, right? I think it's just self-explanatory, but I'm gonna break it down anyway. You know, we have parents, you have dads, you have moms, you have aunts, you have uncles, you have grandmas, grandpas, whoever looks after us, or whoever doesn't look, or your wife, or your boyfriend, whoever it is. When they tell you they love you and you leave the home and you do this and the third, and you go to work or you go in the gym, wherever you go, when you leave in the home, they want you to come back safely, want you to come back in one piece, because you never know what may happen once you leave the house, right? Once you leave your safekeeping, right? So we often take that as granted, and we don't pay enough homage and respect to it, because we think life is endless, and you know we gonna be all right all the time. That's not how it is. So when you go home, when you leave your place of safeness, and you leave and explore the world, we want you to come back home, right? That's an underrated blessing. You come back home, that's a blessing in itself. So don't take that for granted. make sure you tell people that you're in your circle, that you love them, that you care for them. Whether it be verbally, whether it be text messages, however you convey the message, make sure you convey the message because we don't do this enough, right? We always want to do things when things are too late. Do things in the time you have now, right? Yep. If you have time to do it, don't lay it off, right? It's something simple. It takes 5 minutes. Yo, listen, I love you. This, that, and the third. And I say to my boys all the time, right? People may think, oh, it's not masculine enough, that, and the third, but we have to understand that, yo, I say love to my boy all the time. Like, I love you, my friends. I love you, my girl, everything, right? Because I genuinely love you. I care for you, right? So I want you to make it back to your destination and home safe. So yeah, P, you gotta speak on that.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. For me, it's just like we can never give enough thanks, right? It's like I'm drinking this drink right now, right?
This is Duce, by the way. Yo, Jay-Z, you need the sponsor, baby.
Duce Cognac.
Jay-Z.
Come on, baby. To have your people contact my people. That's my favorite line. Because I dead got people. We dead got people. We dead got like a staff of people 100%. That work behind this. So it's just like, but yeah, like
people is us.
But yeah, we sipping Douce and lemonade. Regular. That Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Y'all know we had a drink before this though.
Yeah, man, we gonna get into it. We gonna get into a weekly recap. But yeah, like you said, man, for me it's just about like just give like. Every time I take a sip from this drink, I should be like giving thanks, right? Because it's like I didn't choke and die. So it's like you could never give enough thanks, but it's like in those small moments where you can give thanks, like be sure to give thanks, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like for me, like I had a situation like 2 weeks ago, right? And all praise due, I didn't, nobody was harmed, et cetera, et cetera. But it's just like that really opened my mind up to thinking like, damn, like yo, like. You leave the house in one piece, and it's like, yo, there's so much shit that could happen in the space of you leaving your house to the time that you're supposed to return home. Like, everybody who died had a plan for tomorrow. And it's like, that's literally what I tell myself every day. So it's like, when Nipsey died, like, Nipsey had a plan for the next morning. Nipsey was supposed to take his kids to school, right? Like, like when my grandmother died, right? Like, she thought she was coming home the next morning, right? Like, so it's just like, just being cognizant of, like I said, man, the space that we occupy on this earth is so temporary, and it's just like just being aware and being cognizant and being present in these moments, like being present in the moments when you with your loved ones, when you with people that you care about, when you sharing time with people that matter to you. It's just like actually indulging in those moments, because it's like we take so much of this life for granted. It's like, yo, today could, like, people say that all the time, like, yo, live every day like it's your life, but it's like, yo, you could walk outside and literally like no longer be here, and it's like that's it's a crazy concept to wrap your head around. But I think for me, like, what I've been practicing this year is just being present, right? And being in the moment, especially with people that I love, right? And people that I cherish. And it's just, like you said, just telling people how you really feel about them. Like, yo, I love you. Like, I tell you that all the time. Like, that's as masculine. Real. Like, that's as masculine as it's gonna get. Like, there's no barrier about that. Like, I tell you, it ain't love you. It ain't yo, send my love. Like, yo, no, I love you. Like, I love you. Like, I love you. Like I love my family. Like, you are family, right? Like, you an extension of my family, right? And it's like, that goes for everybody. Like, I'm not afraid to tell people, I love you, I appreciate you.
And I feel like that's what I was not afraid of, but I had like skepticism about before, when I was like,
we've had conversations
like 2016 and some shit, right? And I've understand to adapt and to grow into like, yo, like telling a male telling the male I love you is not like, yo, out of my manhood and this and the third. Like, yo, like, it's okay.
It's actually a deeper expression of your manhood, of your masculinity. Because one thing I started realizing is like for me, my dad, right? Whenever we get off the phone, my dad literally says, "I love you" and peace every time, right? And it's like, if you know like what the whole like moniker of peace is, and as far as our culture goes, it's like that's very important. But what's more important is that I love you, right? And I don't know if my dad recognizes it, but it's like, he was the reason I was able to like break down that barrier of masculinity, where it's not taboo to tell another man that, yo, I love you, right? When I say, oh, no homo, my nigga, no homo. Like, I love you. Like,
right.
it's like, so it's like just being able to like open up that dialogue, right? Where it's like, yo, I love you, man. Like, and even if you got to add like a euphemism or something at the end to make yourself feel more comfortable about it, it's like those things are so important. And I'm not here to like be on no preachy shit like, oh yeah, yo, make amends with everybody that you like, because it's like, yo, sometimes things happen for a reason, right? Like relationships end for a reason, but the relationships that you have today, cherish those relationships because they're here for, like, they're literally here for a reason. Like, they're here they serve a purpose in your life. So it's like, regardless of whether it's man, woman, child, like, yo, don't be afraid to tell somebody that you love them, right? Because you never know what that's gonna do for them for the day, right? That may perk them up so much that it's like, damn, yo, I feel love today. Like, yo, my best friend told me he loved me. Like, yeah, hold on, let me go be the best version of myself today, right? Because I got something to live up to. But yeah, man, it's just like, yo, like we keep saying, man, life is short. Life is precious, and cherish every moment. And don't be afraid to give people their flowers while you can smell them.
Oh,
like,
beloved.
Yeah, like, don't be like that's my biggest thing. It's like, yo, if you inspired me, if you did something, if you made me think, if you made me feel some type of, I'm gonna let you know, like, yo, that shit that you said that day, that shit,
shit meant something.
It stuck with me, right? It raised my consciousness to another level, right? It's like, oh, okay, I like that. I like what you said with that, and. Yeah, man, it's just like, yo, just be present in those moments with your family, with your loved ones, with your significant other, right? Like, and it's like, that may just mean putting your phone down while y'all sitting having dinner, right? Let me put my phone down and be present in this moment.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, like, you know, but you know, we making conscious efforts.
And I don't want to like, I don't want to be labored and beat down a point, but it's like, yo, like when you having brunch or when you having like a dinner or whatever you having, like, yo, like. Be cognizant of what your mannerisms, right? Because like you said that you want to spend time with this person, whoever you want to spend time with, or whatever, whether it be your friend, whether it be your girlfriend, whether it be your boyfriend, whoever it is, right? And you on the phone, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like y'all spending time with each other, investing in time, because if y'all leave right now and something happens,
time is the only
what you gonna
currency.
say? Oh, I wish I did this. Like, nah.
Even though kindness is currency, time is the only currency, right? Because all you could do is spend time, right? Everything else is an extension of that. But time is the real currency. We should have put that in a motto, but you know, it's still happiness is rich, health is wealth, kindness is currency, and peace of mind is the real bag. But yeah, don't forget that time is also currency, right? That's all you can. That's what you spend, right? That's what you exchange in lieu of goods. But you know, like we said, man, we're not gonna belabor the point. We love y'all. We love our supporters. We thank y'all for supporting this podcast every week, for buying the merch, for sending your emails, for reposting us, for tagging us, for following us. Like, none of it goes unnoticed. None of it goes unappreciated. And you know, we just gonna keep applying pressure because that's all we can do. Everything else is an extension of what we build in here. So I mean, that puts a button on that for me.
That's a fact, yo, man. Always hashtag BBGC. You know, back by the gallon challenge. Make sure you're drinking the water. Essential 4 seasons. You know, whether it be winter, fall, spring. What's the other season? Winter, fall, spring, summer.
Best season.
Make sure you're always drinking the water, man. Make sure the water wave is always on deck, always in 100. Hashtag BB30 for 30. Working out. Make sure the health is wealth. You know, as always.
Keep getting it in, man. Keep getting it in.
Make sure that you're always consistent what we're doing in terms of those things, right? Because your body is a temple in itself, and we want to make sure that you preserve in the temple. We're gonna go right to the weekly recap. You know how we do it. Prince, go ahead. Weekly recap. How your week went. How you thought it was supposed to go. Your thoughts.
Well, first and foremost, we didn't record last week, so we did the Barcelona recap last week. But we came back from Barcelona. Amazing trip, right? The food, not so much, but for me, it's just like, yo, just getting like I like every time we go away to a country or to a place, it's just like I literally sit back and think like, yo, like we've been friends for 11 years now, right? And it's like, if you'd have told me as an 8th grader, right, sitting in Teachers Preparatory High School, right, in the middle of Brownsville, Brooklyn, that like in 10 years I'd be traveling the world with somebody that I met from high school, I'd be like, yo, you're bugging out. Like, go ahead with that. But it's like, and it's just like, yo, to go from Brownsville to Barcelona, right? It was just like to experience that culture, to be on another continent, right? To be on a place where we learned about in like global history. It's just like, yo, wow, like that shit was that. And even with Colombia, even with Miami, just being able to travel with somebody who I consider like family, right, is always a humbling experience for me. And it's always, I always look forward to like our experiences when we touch down in those places. My favorite memory from the Barcelona trip was us taking the train, the L3 train from wherever, because it was crazy because we pretty much got lost and like we stumbled upon the train and just like, all right, we take this train, go back to the hotel, we gonna try to figure it out. But it's just like, yo, like, yeah, just not being afraid to like step out on faith, right, and just believing in ourselves,
Right.
And again, like I said on my Instagram, it's like this little thing of ours, right? Like this little thing of ours is taking us from Brownsville to another continent, right? Like it's taking us across the world. And it's just like in a matter of 10 years. So that's just always a humbling experience for me personally. And just being able to share in those intimate moments with you as my best friend, right? As a member of my family, as a member of my tribe, as a member of my nation.
Right.
It's just like, damn, man, like I those things never get lost on me. It's like every time I come back, I'm like, yo, we really just like, yo, we literally went to another, like Colombia was another continent, right? That was South America. Now we went to another continent, like 2 kids from Brownsville, right? Like, and it's like, yo, I have family who's never left the state.
If somebody told me this 10 years ago, I'd be like, you lying.
Yeah, like, bro, like I have family members who've never left the state, right? So it's just like to be able to travel and to be able to travel in a way where we're still comfortable, right? We still out there doing the things we like to do, baby. You know that, because that's important, man. Like people travel and it's like, oh, you standing out, and no shade to them, but it's like to be able to travel in the means and the way that we like to travel
and the just like throwing there, but not to boast, but the consistency, right?
Yeah, like yo, we went to Colombia for my birthday, like, and it was like, yo, when we went to Colombia, we had like one of the realest conversations that I think we've ever, like, outside of like when we had to not repair, but rebuild our relationship.
Oh yeah, that
Colombia conversation that we had on that balcony, that was one of the that conversation still feeds into other conversations that I have going forward, right? Like with women, right? With my parents, with my family members, right? With myself, like
they bring it back.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, that conversation was like the first layer of an onion.
It was very sentimental.
Yo, like, and it's like, yo, I wish we could shit, but it was just like that was a conversation that needed to be had, that was so necessary, and it's just
pertinent. It was pertinent.
Yeah, and it just lends itself to everything else that we doing, right? Because it's like, this is not just a podcast, right? Excuse me,
this
is
way of life.
It is. It's a culture, right? It's literally your culture, right? It's literally the way that you live every day, right? It's nothing more than that, right? So it's just like, yo, man, I'm extremely appreciative of the moments that we shared, the moments that we are to share, and just being cognizant of those things, because this ain't it's like when you say like some shit like this ain't regular, it's like people think that you being like braggadocious, but it's like, no, like I'm really like reminding myself that people who come from the situations that we come from, no matter how privileged or how fortunate we were in those situations, like,
or weren't,
people don't leave where we came from and be able to go across seas, right, and go to other continents and be able to experience other cultures. And it's like, yo, that's so important for me, man. Like, if nothing else, like buying designer clothes, driving fancy cars, like all of that pales in comparison to being able to travel the world and just indulge in these cultures and bring a little piece of that, bring a little piece of us there and take a little piece of them, like piece of that back home. So those are the things that I cherish the most. And it's just like, I hope that one day we can bring like our whole tribe, right, to experience those things. Cause like I've traveled with my dad, I've traveled with my mom, But just being able to to lend that courtesy to our friends and our family, like yo, we going on a trip, man. Booking a B&B, we staying over there for a week. We not doing nothing. We just chilling.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Barcelona was a vibe. By far, Otto Zoots.
Otto Zoots.
If
you're tuned into our Instagram pages and back with the Instagram page, I seen what we did today. We you know, Barcelona did us well. They owe us nothing.
I love that because
we took everything. They had to offer.
Bag Brothers take Barcelona,
and it was love.
Yeah,
it was love. Miami, Colombia, Barcelona, like it was love. Stay tuned because I would obviously travel other places and we want y'all to bring y'all with us as well because you know you're part of the Bag family, right? That's what it is. So we the Bag Brothers, y'all the Bag family. So that's our supporters, Bag family.
What was your favorite part of the trip?
Favorite part of the trip was probably, you know, the subway. I think the subway was, it may seem minuscule and small to others, but I think the subway is very, maybe similar to ours. And I think that it wasn't so difficult to maneuver, but I think that it was very, it kind of resembled New York in a way that, you know, people didn't really talk to each other. People was kind of like, you know, geeking whatever they was doing, and really, it was simplistic in my opinion. And I enjoyed this. I enjoyed like taking pictures on the subway. I enjoyed riding the subway train. I enjoyed getting to know the different stops and who got off where and who came in what time and things of that nature. So I enjoyed the subway. I think this subway is a little bit more advanced in hours. I think a lot of places are more advanced in hours, but I think that I enjoyed the subway the most. I always enjoyed the people. I think the people is everywhere we went, the people like they loved us. I think that they're very hospitable. I think that they kind of showed us their way and how their form of living and things like that. So I was very grateful and I was very appreciative of how it was in Barcelona. They love Zara, boy. They love Zara. Zara's like the biggest store they have in Barcelona. Their stores is like 5 times our stores. The men's section is too big, but you know, I enjoy like walking through there and seeing like how they shop and you know what they looked for and what they didn't like, what they liked, and I enjoyed the Barcelona trip. It wasn't one of my favorite trips. I think Colombia or Miami was my favorite trip, but I think that Barcelona is definitely close, maybe second. The food wasn't the food wasn't up to my standards, but it wasn't terrible.
That spot that we had breakfast at, my favorite spot, bar none. That
spot, I mean,
that the pasta spot.
They had the pancakes and whatnot.
It was Americanized.
It was Americanized, but but no one ever told me like Barcelona food is great and it's at a third. So I didn't really expect much, but you know, I wasn't. I think the Barcelona food was mediocre. I think if you travel to Madrid or something of that nature, or Italy, I think it would have been much more superb. But you know, I think Barcelona's cool. I like their trash, their garbage bins, like it was like large,
mad, and it was
like
like
the garbage recycled and have what's that third, and then like that shit was so big you could literally pick up like garbage for like 2 weeks.
There's no
every
way.
2 weeks to pick up garbage.
Exactly.
So I thought that was cool.
That's beast.
And I think that is more. I think that New York should have that. I think the United States should have that because it's much more efficient. It's much more more quality. It's much more innovative. So I think that they should like look at other countries and see how they're doing their recycling and things of that nature. So we can pick up on that.
Yes,
kind of just like save the world a little bit, right?
Yes, sir.
That was my 2 cents on it.
That's beast.
You know, my week. My week was cool. Work was cool. Work was alright. You know, I kind of chopped up with P a little bit about my certain situations I'm going through currently. And just
small thing to a giant. I just want to keep reminding you of
that.
It ain't about nothing.
And just like, you know, I have to like, you know, keep in mind about what's going on with me and kind of keep that intact. But I'm also moving in terms of other areas. So because I'm lacking in one department doesn't mean I'm not making that up in others. But you know, I have things that I want to accomplish and knock down through this year and through obviously next other years as well. But I'm working towards that, and I think that I'll come out successful.
And I just always want to remind you how far you came, because I think when we constantly chasing like the next thing, that we sometimes forget to reflect on how far we came. So it's just
right.
Just remember where you started, right? And that's why I don't like. I'm not one of those people that's gonna beat you up like you told me your situation. It's like, yeah, all right, and what we doing after that? What we gonna do? How we gonna move forward from that, right? Like I'm not a person who want to talk about problems all day. So it's like at the same token,
solutions,
right? Yeah, like. Just remember how far you came, where you started, right? Because you a long way from where we started.
Yeah.
Like, and again, it's just like, yo, if you'd have told us 10 years ago, like, yo, y'all would be doing this, it's like, bro, we came a long way. 11 years later. So it's like, and again, that situation is a small thing to a giant. That's not about nothing. Like literally, this is a marathon, right? So it's like, if you gave up after the first lap, it's like, oh, you quit, you out of here. Like we could pack you up. So. This is about longevity, so that's why I don't even. Some people are like, yeah, nah, like try to. It's like, yo, bro, like, nah, we not doing that. Like, we keeping our foot on the gas, right? And we also know when to take our foot off the gas a little bit.
I think sometimes we get fucked up with that a little bit.
Yo, and that's literally that. Like,
people forget that gas. Like, yo,
the marathon is about knowing when to pace yourself, right? It's like if you know how to drive, you know sometimes you got to put your foot on a brake. Right, in order to accelerate a little bit. So it's just like, bro, don't trip on that.
Yeah, we're gonna get it together, man. We're gonna get it together,
but no other way.
But listen, again, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. His daughter is Gianna Bryant. John, Kerry, Elisa, Christina, Sarah, Peyton, Chester, Ara. Listen, we want to tip our hat up to y'all. Rest in peace, rest of your souls. You got a lot of people that look up to you guys. Yeah, it is a tragic moment. Yeah. But we want to make sure that we pay respect. I think that's the most important thing of them all. It was a sad day, which will be remembered in history forever. But we want to make sure we salute that. Listen, this. So besides that, coronavirus.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's been some shit. Listen, I personally ordered some masks. Supposed to come in within the next week or so because I can't do it. Yeah, I can't be going around the airports and shit like that. Way we travel. And, I order for myself, order for you, order for, C-Dub, C-Dub the Surgeon. Shout out C-Dub the Surgeon, shout out Sermon the Barber.
Shout out his righteous name, Cypher Almighty.
Always taking care of us, make sure we,
cuts. Keeping it. And shout out to his handsome male, Sir Mil the Barber.
Let me get up in the camera one time and make sure I see the surgeon shit going
on,
man.
Bro, come show your face.
See the surgeon.
Special guest.
See the surgeon is sitting down
y'all ain't think we had the boy in here, all right? Come on, show him. Yeah, go ahead. Waves on swim so they hate on him. Go ahead, show him the waves. See? Go on the waves, Cypher.
See the surgeon is with us in the studio right now, man. You know what I'm saying? He was in the studio right now.
Keeping it
up. But listen, no, seriously. Shout out to the surgeon and Sermon the Barber, yo.
Yes.
Always keeping us up when the cuts, it ain't no harm to get to them. And listen, if you guys ever want to get to them, you guys have to go to the Cut app. Download it on your phone. Make sure you guys could book them.
Yeah, Sir Mil the Barber
Sir
and
Mil the Barber. See the surgeon, man.
C, the letter C.
The letter C.
The T-H-E surgeon.
And then it's Sir, S-I-R, Mil the Barber.
Oh, all right. I'm about to say.
What?
I thought you spelled surgeon.
You have a different barber you going to? I only go to 2 barbers. But make sure you guys keep it up with
I don't
them
got 2 girlfriends, but I got 2 barbers. I might have 2 girlfriends.
They'll make sure you're on point. This is not a third. But coronavirus, man. I ordered masks, for my people, for my girl, because I'm not with it, man. I'm not with getting no flesh eating disease. I don't know what that shit is. People eating the bats out there in China. Y'all gotta control it, man. Because y'all fucking with no bats, frogs. Y'all eating frogs, anacondas, bat. Y'all gotta chill out.
No,
all these foreign ass exotic ass animals. Relax. What happens to the chicken? What happens to the chicken and the duck?
Well, we pescatarians.
Eat some basic shit. Eat salads and fruits, man. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Eat salmon and whatnot. Salmon. Whatever you got to eat, man, because this shit is not it, man. It can't be going around fucking the society up. Y'all fucking with our lives, man. So we're not with that, man.
But yeah, I also want to interject that this
Talk
is
about
not
it.
the coronavirus is not an excuse for you to be xenophobic against Asian people.
I'm xenophobic. Fuck that.
Nah, you can't be, because it's just like when the Ebola hit, right? People was acting like that was an African virus.
All right.
So it's like we also have to be cognizant that this, like, it's a virus, right? It's a sickness, right? It can affect anybody of any race, creed, nationality,
Right.
size, shape, gender, whatever. So it's like I'm seeing these videos of people like you sitting next to an Asian person, it's like, oh, this person got corona, and it's like,
of course
you have to be very cognizant of that, because we don't want those tables to turn. Because like, I remember when Ebola hit and everybody was acting like that was an African virus,
Right?
And it's like, just be cognizant of those things, right? Like,
of course,
protect yourself, hand sanitize yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure your spaces are clean. Make sure you're wiping down your spaces. But don't be xenophobic, because this is not an Asian virus.
And hand sanitizer doesn't mean you all hand sanitize all the time. It means if you have the opportunity to hand sanitize, hand sanitize. But also go to the bathroom and wash your hands with soap and water, because
please.
Hand sanitizer don't mean that you're good.
Right.
Wash it up, lather it up, and you good to go. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to, hand sanitize. Nah, that's temporary shit, man.
Shit don't work,
you know what I'm saying? When shit lights down the surface and stuff like that, because again, this coughing and stuff, cover your mouth.
Yes, please.
Cover your mouth.
Because health is wealth, man, and we trying to just
we promoting health is wealth all the time. So again, you know what I'm saying? That's that on that. We gonna go into point topic right now, man. I want y'all to make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all turn the volume up a little bit.
The wisdom understand. What's this? The wisdom. The understand the cipher.
Make sure y'all turn the volume a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the earphones the AirPods is in tight. If you have the other old shit with the wire connecting, make sure that's it.
If you got the other shit with the old wire, pack them shits up and go get some AirPods. They $200. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Prince paying for it, so make sure you DM him and he'll pay for the AirPods for you.
I got kids.
Cause I ain't paying for shit. Listen, manly deeds. That's what this is about right here.
Oh.
Episode 30, manly deeds.
Manly deeds.
Terry Crews, peep this, right?
Talk to me about this fool.
There is an only one woman, one earth I have to please. Her name is Rebecca. Not my mother, not my sister, my daughters, or coworkers. I will let the husbands / boyfriends / partners take care of them. Rebecca gives me wings. Let's dissect that a little bit.
Well, for me, let me just start with this. Like, my head is actually spinning because we just had a long day. But let me start with this. For one, let me just say that I'm like, first of all, I disagree with Terry Crews. Right? Not only do I disagree with Terry Crews, I'm disappointed in his response to this criticism.
Why so?
Well, on the surface level, right? When I read the tweet, what that tweet said to me is that only partnered women deserve protection, which is a very
what?
So if you read, if you break down the tweet, right? He basically said that he will let the women in his lives, their partners, take care of them, right? Protect, provide, all of the things that we associate with masculinity. Mm-hmm. For me, I find that problematic, because literally the notion that you're spreading is that only women who have partners, because think about it, right? What if your daughter, your mother, or your sister, or your coworker, what if they don't have a partner? What if they're single, right? What does that mean for them? So it's like they don't deserve protection because they don't have someone who's willing to say, "Oh yeah, I'm your partner," and whether that's a relationship, a marriage, a commitment, whatever that is, right? But if you take his statement, right, verbatim, he's literally saying that only partnered women deserve protection.
So that means that you're somewhat exiling them out of it.
Right, exactly. Right. So it's like, if those women, so when I first read the tweet, I'm like, okay, so what if those women don't have a partner? What if they don't have a partner to extend those courtesies to them, right? Because he's saying, like, my wife is the only person who I have to please, I have to protect. And again, all deference to you if that's how you feel. But for me, that's not a manly deed, right? Because for me as a man, the way I perceive manhood and manly deeds is, extending that protection and that that level of just security, it goes far beyond just the immediate woman who like you're partnered with, right? Whether that be your wife, your girlfriend, your side chick, whatever it is, however you define partnership, right? I'm not here to dispel that. So that was the first thing that jumped off the page to me. It's just like, because it's like, what if my mom is single? So that's saying that my mom doesn't deserve protection because I'm not around to extend that level of courtesy, right? If my mom doesn't have a boyfriend, right? If my sister doesn't have a boyfriend, if my daughter doesn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner, they don't. Who's there to protect them? So that was when I first read the tweet. I'm like, oh, son wilding, like son is wilding, right? And on a surface level, it's like, okay, cool, like you here to extend these courtesies to your wife. But I think as men, we have to be cognizant of the roles that we play in all of the women in our lives, like what role we play in those women's lives. So in other words, right? It's correct if I'm wrong. Right. Despite you have a girl or you have a wife or whatever you have, you're still obligated to withhold the same values to your wife, to whoever, to your partner. 100%. To also your daughter, your mother, the second, third. 100%. Because how do we decide where the buck stops? Like, oh, I'm only going to protect and provide for my wife. I'm not going to protect and provide for my daughter. I'm not going to protect and provide for my sister. I'm not going to protect and provide for my mother, right? Like, and again, there's barriers, right? There's things that you have to set up in place to where, like, like your wife should, like, whatever. If your wife is the front runner, right? That's on you to decide. Right, but to completely say like, oh well, fuck my daughter, fuck my mother, I got a wife, like I gotta take care of her. Like I think that that's asinine to me because it's like I'm not married, right? I don't have children as of yet, but like as I grow into these spaces of intimacy, right, it's like no matter what, I still feel an obligation to the woman in my life, whether that be my mother, my aunt, my sister, my cousins, right? Like my niece, right? Like I have a niece, right? So it's like that barrier of protection extends to her, right? That's still someone who because the whole men are supposed to protect and provide. That doesn't just extend to my wife. That extends to my daughter. I'm supposed to protect and provide for at least that's how I see it, right? So what Terry Crews is saying is problematic. Extremely, because, and then if you want to like zoom out of it, it's like black women for so long have been marginalized in the fact that they don't have the support from black men who are willing to say like, because like this whole thing started because of the Gabrielle Union making comments about her experience with what is it, America's Got Talent, AGT, and basically saying that it's like she experienced racism and sexism, et cetera, et cetera. And Terry Crews is left. Yeah, Terry Crews is basically like, nah, fuck that, man. I ain't had that experience. Fuck that. Right. Like, fuck that. We not doing none of that. Right, we not dealing with none of that right now. Nobody harassed me sexually. Nobody said no racist shit to me. So fuck that. So because it doesn't include him, it's kind of like it doesn't matter. That's a problem. Terry Crews. That's a problem, right? And again, at Terry Crews on this, man. We as men, we as people, we as human beings need to understand what we're saying. Words mean something. So before you speak, you need to analyze what you're saying. You got to do the knowledge. Because if you don't, he apologized, but it's not okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that. It's not okay. Bullshit apology, man. We not jacking that. It's not okay. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's kind of like. You know what I'm saying? You shoot somebody and say, oh, I'm sorry. Nah, you still shot them. You're not jacking that. You still shot them, dog. You pull the trigger. You're not jacking that. You're not jacking. We're not doing it. It's Terry Crews. You gotta. And it's like, yo, fuck that, right? Fuck the extension. Yo, son said, like, yo, son basically said, fuck my moms, fuck my daughter, fuck my niece, fuck my cousin. Like, it's like, bro, like, cause it's like for me personally, right? I have a very large family, right? Like, not like an extended family. Like, yo, like, I literally have like probably like 120 cousins, like blood cousins, because like my grandmother had 10 siblings, my grandmother had 10 kids, right? So it's like and on my father's side, I'm the only boy cousin in my age bracket. All of my cousins are girls, right? So it's like I feel in the
obligation.
Exactly, like
Men,
I gotta protect my cut. Like
we have an obligation as men to protect women, right? There is no negotiation.
That's a crazy sweater. That's a crazy sweater.
There is no
protect your woman.
There is no, like I said, Wu-Tang said, protect your neck, protect your woman, protect your neck, protect your woman, right?
He going up.
Protect your neck, protect your woman. So listen, and there's no negotiation about it. There's I might. Well, if they in this situation, I might. Nah. Again,
that obligation.
Right? You only we supposed to be the providers.
Yeah.
Be the protectors.
Yeah.
You gotta match it up.
Yeah.
There's very black and white, right? There's no color. There's no color in this. So Terry Crews, you fucked up, right? The first thing you need to is acknowledge you fucked up, right? We don't want no apology, right? We tired of the sorries and shit like that.
We want to change behavior.
Say you fucked up, change the behavior, right?
That's the best apology.
That's the best apology, right?
None of that.
Right? That's the best apology. So we ain't the Bag Brothers ain't jacking that.
I don't think.
And the Bag Brothers ain't jacking that. The Bag family ain't jacking that. I guess the rest of people who watch you ain't jacking that.
Because it's like
you keep it a buck out here.
Yeah, because for me it's like and again, that level of protection extends to my coworkers.
Yeah.
I have women coworkers who are black women. Right. I have coworkers who are black women.
Right.
We
don't want to make it a race card.
Nah, of course not.
Right?
But we
don't want to make it a race card. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Women in general.
Right. Because in like it's just like, bro, in my experience, right, especially when you're dealing with like corporate America, et cetera, it's like there's a lot of toxic masculinity. There's a lot of sexism. There's a lot of racism, right? There's a lot of things that you deal with in layers, right? So it's like, for me, like just taking a step back and looking at it, it's like, bro, like we need to find ways to support women in general.
How do we do that? Let's tap into it.
For me, it looks like advocacy, right? It looks like showing up in spaces, right? So if you see if a coworker, like let's say a male coworker is making a joke that's sexist, right? Like you checking him, like, yo, hold on, like, nah, we're not doing that here, right? Mm-hmm. Which is something that may be uncomfortable, right, depending on where you work at, right, in the space and in the space that you occupy. But for me, that's always been something where it's like because like when you work in like I said, a corporate setting.
And are you but let's clarify this, right? I want to make sure we clarify this.
Talk to me.
Are we saying that when the women are around, when they go into the bathroom, and we talking and the guys are shooting their shit?
Nah, you got
or are we only saying that when the women are in the space?
Nah, it has to be both, because the conversations that happen when women are not around spill into when women are around. So it's like that sexist joke, right? If you don't check that right there when it's just like guys shooting the shit, he's gonna think that that's okay to go to the water fountain, right, and say that same joke to a woman. And it's like, what if that's your mom?
Well, I mean, we have Pop Smoke saying bitches and shit on songs.
We should check that.
Yeah, and hold on.
Talk to
me. Could we not checking it because we still saying bitches and shit on the song?
Well,
and we still singing a song. So how we saying this at work and we saying something different in the song? It's two different things, bro.
It has to. Well,
again, my nigga.
Hold on.
Nigga, come on.
You not giving me a chance to.
Yeah.
For me personally.
Bag family. I want you to tune in, turn the volume up, and listen to the podcast, man. Come on.
For me personally, one of my New Year's resolutions for 2020 was to stop referring to women as bitches, right? Even I posted something on my Insta story on Friday, right?
Let them know what you posted.
Fab posted a picture, right? And I don't remember the exact verbiage, but he basically said, like, when you got to text your man in the section that's with you, like, how you know these expletive for women starting with a B. I purposely made the conscious effort to cross out that word and put woman, right? Because again, for me, I have a mother, right? I have a sister, I have cousins, I have a grandmother, I have women in my family who I adore, right? Who I exalt, right? Who I put on a pedestal, and these are things that, again, we're not perfect, right? I'm not sitting here standing on no soapbox. That's not me. But what I'm saying is, while when I am cognizant of these things, that I have to make the conscious effort to correct the behavior, right? So I could have just posted the Fabs. I screenshotted Fabs post, right? Regular, like, okay, like, yeah, we gotta check, we gotta see who these bitches is, right? I made the conscious effort to say, nah, let me cross this out and put woman, right? Because if a dude is in the store and a dude call my mom a bitch, I'm gonna want to go up. I'm gonna turn up to 100, right? So it's like, and somebody asked me because, like, again, we was dealing with something as far as our culture, whatever, and how we refer to each other, and again, I remember somebody saying this to me. It's like, yo, no matter what your religion is, no matter what your culture is, you trying to get closer to God, right? We all trying to walk in the image of God, right? No matter what, whether you Muslim, Hindu,
whoever
you trying to walk
to.
You trying to walk as close to that image of whoever you perceive God is as you possibly can, right? And again, with what I deal with, right? And I was just like, yo, hold on, like, and it literally just happened in conversation. I was like, yeah, like whatever. But I'm like, I can't say that, and then I can't exalt you to what we exalt each other as, and then not exalt my black queen as that, right? So it's like, hold on, like, okay, and that's where the narrative shifted for me. It's like, even when we in conversation, it's like, yo, yeah, nigga, I get mad bitches, da. It's like, nah, hold on, yo, you get mad woman, right? We get mad woman.
How do you feel about replacing the word women with substituting with Johns?
I'm not mad at, again, I'm not standing on the soap.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like the level, the soapbox level.
Johnny's.
It gets slippery, right? Because
you know what I'm saying?
For me, I think the basis of it is that we eradicate that word bitch. Okay. Right? Because
Drake once said, I hate calling bitches women bitches, but the bitches love it.
Right.
Because they call each other bitch.
It's not
and when a song come on,
it's not my place.
when whatever song come on,
yeah.
oh bitches
bitch.
And Megan Thee Stallion be wilding out,
right?
Then it's okay.
That's not for me.
I'm confused.
That's not for me because you know why I say that's not for me, right? Because this is the reason why I don't call you nigga, right? Because if I call you nigga in the street, right? And somebody else comes behind me who's not of our race, right, or of our culture, or of our nationality, comes behind me and says, yo, my nigga, what you dealing with? How can I possibly look at that person and get mad, right? And again, you could deal with the politics, the socioeconomic politics, et cetera, et cetera. Like, we could break down that for years, right? How can I possibly get mad at that? Right, which is why I exalt you as what I exalt you as, right? I look you in your face and I tell you that you are what I tell you you are, right? And I explain to you the science of why I told you that, right?
Now are we now the question is, right? Because we saying the word nigga, right?
Yeah.
We move on. We established the word, bitch, right?
Yeah, bitch.
Move on to nigga.
Yeah, we gotta say it.
Are we now holding rappers to the word nigga? Are we saying, yo, you can't say nigga? Are you saying, yo, Fab, you can't say nigga?
You know why?
What are we doing?
You know why I say we can't hold those people accountable?
Why not?
Because for me, it's a domino effect, right? So so it starts with me and my circumference, right? You could look through our group chat. You could if you could record our conversation. I never call you a nigga, right? I don't never be like, yo, that's my nigga, right? You know what I call you, right? And we ain't gonna get into that because that's a different set of parameters. But I don't call you a nigga. From when we had that conversation sitting on the couch when we had it, and I told you, yo, this is what I'm dealing with right now. This is the science that I'm dealing with. I've never called you a nigga.
Why not? Why not?
Because for me, and again, this goes into the science of what I study.
But have we not as black men, as black people, have we not adopted the word nigger? And transform it into nigga and use it as a more of a domestic term. Have we not?
Yeah, but for me, you can't make the word nigga positive, right? And again, this is as we grow.
I don't think we use the word nigga as a literal term. I think we use that as
my
son.
As a term of endearment, though.
Right.
I'm not endearing you as a nigga.
Okay.
I'm not endearing you as a nigga. Okay. I'm gonna endear you as a king, as a god, as a man, right?
But my thing is,
the word nigga has no endearment. It has no endearing terms, though.
That's what me not saying that like that.
It don't. But I'm
not saying it like that.
So when we go to the concert next week, and
we gonna protest. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Because we gonna still rap this shit.
Nah.
We just I
ain't rapping no shit.
Hold on. Yo, Bag Family, make sure you're tuning in, man. Hold on.
This is fun.
So when the word nigga come up into the lyrics, we don't say word nigga?
No, I'm not.
Oh, come on.
Move it. No, listen.
on.
I'm not saying.
Come on. You don't say the word nigga?
No. I'm saying
that. Wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
You don't say the word nigga?
No, I do. But
as right. So what are we doing?
Because we got to start somewhere. So as I grow into my consciousness, I need to, as we work on it, right, I need to eliminate that word from my vocabulary, right? And again, if you want to say nigga, if that's your term of endearment, yo, God bless you. Like, I ain't
Jay-Z said nigga.
And that's Jay-Z business, man, because it's like I can't hold Jay-Z accountable. I'm not his manager, right? But I'm talking about as far as we go, because we have an opportunity and a duty to the people that listen to this podcast, right? Because this podcast is going to outlive us, right?
Right.
Our kids might listen to this podcast, right?
They might own a podcast. They might be doing the same shit we do.
Right. So for me, it's important that while we on this podcast, I can swear to you, I've never called you a nigga. Whether it's we talking in just conversation, or if I'm referring to you, yo, yeah, that's my nigga over there. That's not a word that I want to, because for one, I see you as much more than a nigga, right? And it's like, if I'm exalting you to that, and if you exalting me to that, yo, like, you literally haven't called me by my name since we had that conversation. And again, a lot of that is just subconscious, because you raised my consciousness to a level where, like, hold on, I gotta walk in that, right? I gotta live up to that, because if I'm not living up to that, somebody gonna look at me like, fucking, what the fuck you talking about? You ain't none of that, nigga. We do this, nigga. You a nigga. So for me, that's what that word means, right? It means good orderly direction. That's it. So because I love you, right, and because I see you as much more than a nigga, right, it has to start right here. The conversation got to start right here between me and you, right, and then it expands.
But
right?
why do we categorize nigga into something negative?
Because that's what the
why
words,
we can't.
the etymology of
the
word.
etymology of it is nigga, right?
Yeah,
that's fine. But you don't think that we as human beings, us as black people, us as black men, had transformed the word into something that, in terms of like my son.
Nah, I can't do that.
My guy, my boy. No,
I don't want to do that. Would you call your son a nigga? I would never call my son. I would never call.
Sometimes you gotta be like, yo, little nigga, come over here. What you doing over there?
You're not doing that.
I'm touching that stove over there, boy.
You're not doing that, because you don't call the people who come behind you that, right? Okay. The person who's a direct extension of me, you don't call him that. And he'll exalt you as what I exalt you as, right? Because he knows that, again, you got to raise the consciousness at this level, right? At this point, right? That's why Marcus Garvey was so important. That's why Malcolm X was so important. That's why Elijah Muhammad was so. That's why Jesus was so important, right? Because he was raising your consciousness, right? That's why Muhammad.
So are you saying that the Meek Mill, the Fabulous, the Casanova, that their consciousness is not raised because you're saying that they're using the term my nigga?
No, because think about it, right? When you mad, right? What you say? Yo, I'm about to go ride on these niggas, bro.
Yeah.
You're not saying I'm about to go ride on my family. I'm about to go ride on my brother. Yeah. You see him as less than you in those moments. So how can you tell me that you exalting that man in those? Yo, yeah, we gotta go ride on him. Look what just happened when we was just out. Yo, I gotta do this to this nigga, right? That don't make no sense to me. So why would I consider you somebody? If I'm referring to somebody who I have disdain for, why would I refer to you as the same thing as somebody that I have disdain for? How does that make sense? You my best friend. You my family member. Why would I?
I think that sometimes that you use it to your definition, right? And I think that there's multiple because
YG got a song called My Nigga.
Yeah, first of all, right?
It's a good song.
If you look at words, there's multiple definitions and context of different words, right? So sure. Again, I think my nigga could be used in different connotations, right? I think my nigga could be used as yo my guy, my son, my boy, my brother, right? My nigga. Yeah, right, and then it could be used as yo, my nigga, who the fuck is this nigga over here?
But look how the tone and the inflection in your voice.
But exactly, but there's definitions to it.
Okay,
right. So again, I'm not saying Meek Mill and Fabulous and Casanova and whoever Jay-Z and this and the third is not up on the knowledge, right? I think there's different definitions of it, and I think that my nigga is sometimes used as a filler.
But we gotta change that though. Because it's like. For me, right, word, like we always say, words mean something, right?
They do.
So even if you tell me, yo, what's up, King? Peace, King.
They do, but they mean something to the person who's saying it and to the person who is receiving it, right?
Yeah,
so it mean two different things.
But all right, so why is it not? Why don't we receive it that way when a white person calls it? Yo, my nigga, what's up, my nigga? What about Chance, the dumbass nigga on the red carpet?
Because the white person is linked to the person who was a slave owner.
Black people own slaves. So where we drawing the line at? Yeah, Black people own slaves.
We talking about the first and the foremost, which is the white person, right? The white man, right? Again, who owned the slaves, who was a slave master. So when they say my nigga, it's a problem. It's problematic.
But for me, it's like when you really go into history, right? Black people own slaves, right? And this ain't a slavery conversation because that's
it's not.
But again, for me, it's like, bro, there's no positivity that comes from the word my nigga. Yo, my nigga, we about to go ride on them niggas. You going over there too hard to them niggas.
Yo, wait, boy, you
going too hard to me?
But wait. He said, wait, boy, look at the term you just said, right?
Right.
Yo, my niggas.
We about to go ride on them
niggas.
So why would I call you that?
But again, it's different definitions,
right,
though.
I get it.
So again, my nigga, we about to go ride on them niggas.
Nah, fuck that. We raising the consciousness.
All right, listen.
We gotta raise the consciousness because it's like when I tell you that you are who I told you are, right? What do that mean? I mean you gotta live up to that. That means every day you gotta get up.
You gotta walk in the talk.
You gotta walk that. You gotta make that manifest itself, right? Because if not, nobody gonna take your dumb ass. And like, oh, this nigga bugging. This nigga on drugs. Nigga, this nigga high. Right. But when you told me that, every day that you text me that, I'm like, I bet I gotta walk in that, right? I put a different pep in my step when I'm walking into school, right? Like it's like, I bet I gotta master this, right? So it's like I ain't never felt like that when nobody say, yo, my nigga, you gotta learn this 1 + 1 over there, nigga. Like I never felt like that. I'm like, oh, this nigga bugging out. This nigga talking some dumb shit. He talking about my nigga, yeah, well, fuck it, I ain't learning this shit. But when you tell me that, I'm like, oh, all right, I gotta step up.
But I don't know. I think that I'm very like in between with my nigga and what we spoke about again.
I get it.
I think that again it's a filler.
I get it.
I think that again everyone had different definitions to it.
I get it.
I don't want to belabor it. This is not a my nigga conversation.
Yeah. My nigga.
You know, yeah. Back family. Yeah. Think about what you want to think about. Yeah. Let us know. Let us know.
Yes, sir.
We gotta give him a Black Excellence segment.
Yeah.
Wait. Any last talks on Terry Crews and what he needs to do with the men and what we think as black men and this, that, and third?
Like I said, I think you just need to check your ideation of who deserves protection, right? Partnered women aren't the only women who deserve protection. Because if my mom is single, it's still my responsibility somewhat to protect and provide for my mother. My mother called me, tell me right now, yo, it's a roach in my house. I gotta go over there and get the roach. I gotta go over there and get the water bug or whatever the fuck it is. I ain't. So, Ma, you ain't got no boyfriend, so, well, fuck you, to the wind with you. Yeah. That's dumb to me, right? If my daughter's not partnered, hey, Dad, there's a fucking raccoon rummaging through my garbage. Oh, well, call your boyfriend. Well, Dad, I'm single. Oh, well, the raccoon gonna stay there. How the fuck do that, how do that make sense, bro?
Right, yeah, listen, all right.
Like, partnered women aren't the only women who deserve the same extension of protection and provision that we extend to the
Terry
women.
Crews, clean it up.
Yeah, like, bro, come on, fuck
the bag
that.
where it's saying clean it up.
Like, fuck that, man.
The bag where it's saying clean it up, you got to clean it up, Terry Crews.
Yeah, man, and words mean something.
We need better response. We need better actions from you.
We need more than that.
You know what I'm saying?
We're not just taking the bare minimum when it comes to that.
We're not doing that.
But as far as the Black Excellence segment, man, we want to highlight a young entrepreneur because we big on entrepreneurship. His name is Michael, but he goes by Mikey Wren. That's WREN. And he's carving out a real legacy for himself from early. Something that I think a lot of people can benefit from. A lot of people can take some notes about. He's a student at Northview Elementary, and he came to his parents with the idea to start a vending machine, and this was basically spurred upon. He basically got the idea from he was taking note of all of the money that he was spending at his school vending machine, right? Which is something that we used to do, right? You go to vending machine, get a Snapple, get the canned Snapple with the pink, the
Oreo cookie,
the
shits.
red, all that cookie ice cream. And he basically
ice cream there?
Yeah, I love that cookie. That cookie ice cream sandwich is crazy.
Like the school,
yeah, I'm going back on Monday. Don't worry about it. I'm going back there before I go to work on Monday. But basically, Mikey basically came to his parents. He said, yo, I want to get a vending machine. And his parents, they kind of shrugged him off or whatever. And he was they basically like, yo, you got to raise the money. So he ended up starting a lemonade stand, raising $1,200. And he took that money and invested in a vending machine in schools. And now he has 4 vending machines across his state. So again, just salute to Mikey for thinking outside the box and putting one foot in front of the other. And Yeah, man. Like, he's also a member of the Young Biz Kids, right, which is like a youth entrepreneurial group.
Respect.
And they have like meetings at once a month, I think it is.
Respect,
and they
Mikey,
basically
respect.
like have students come and like pitch their ideas and like tweak ideas and just go back and forth, right? It's like a Shark Tank almost, right? It's
Okay.
like where it's just nobody's like, I'm gonna give you $500,000 for 20%. But yeah, like I think that's important to like instill in our youth, right? To start to get that entrepreneurial spirit going from young, right?
Yeah.
Keep that thing rolling. Because just imagine if we would have had this idea to do a podcast at 10, right? 11,
Oh, yeah.
12. We'd have been 12 years in, we'd have been making millions of dollars going on, so we probably wouldn't have to work no more. So it's just like, I think that's just very important to instill in our youth that like you don't have to just go through the cliche ideations of like how to secure legacy and secure generational wealth, rap, basketball, sports, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
But yeah, salute to Mikey. Keep proving that little people can do big things, man. Like, you're an inspiration to us. You're an inspiration to people that come behind you, and we just want to salute you for that.
So, Mikey, shout out to you, man. Keep doing your damn thing. Let us know if you want to come on the podcast. We got you anytime, any place. You know how you do it, Back with Us Podcast.
You know the vibes.
We got an email right here, email segment.
Yes, sir.
Bag Brothers, what's good?
Peace.
I was looking forward to an episode last Tuesday, but I understand y'all taking time to collect yourselves and pay homage to Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and others' lives that were lost. I'll jump right into it. I've been dating this girl for about a year, and I feel like I'm always initiating sex. I think we're both definitely feeling each other. We've had a great time, and when we go out, trips, you name it. But I feel like I'm always the one to come on to her. I don't know what I should do. I don't want her to think all I care about is sex because I truly do love her. Please let me know, how should I handle this?
She ain't that into you, dog.
Damn. You gotta initiate sex all the goddamn time. I can't sit here and lie and act like I know what you're talking about because I don't. But
I can't relate.
that shit is kind of trash, right?
Yeah.
If your girl not into you, she not initiating sex, she not touching you in certain type of way, and she not feeling type of way, maybe she not that into you, right? And I don't know if she's talking to somebody else. I know she fucking somebody else.
Talking to me.
Maybe, right? But you need to evaluate. You need to have an open conversation. I feel like you need to be like, yo, listen, this is what's going on. How do you feel? Are you attracted to me? Are you not attracted to me? Let me know the real, because you can't waste time keep initiating sex, right? You're not a fucking horn dog, right? And again, sex takes 2 or 3, whatever you want to, how you want to do.
It might take 5. Sometimes you might be in that mood, baby.
I don't know, but
just make sure you get consent.
have an open conversation about what's going on and how you feel, and I feel like if she gives you the message about what's going on, maybe that might help, maybe it might not help, maybe it may give you clarity. But I'm not for the one for always initiating sex. I feel like it's a 2-way street. You guys both in a relationship. You say you love her, cool. Let's find out how deep that love is. Peep, what you think, man?
I mean, I agree. I also think that's just like conversational, right? And just learning your partner's spots. Right?
Kind of fucked up though.
Yeah, because everybody wants to feel wanted.
Yeah, like what the fuck,
everybody
yo?
wants to
want
feel
no
like,
sex?
Yeah, everybody wants to feel like they're important, they're valued, they have a sexual attraction or chemistry, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I mean, I get it, right, on the surface level, but again, that for me, that sounds conversational, right? That's something that you should actually be able to communicate with your partner.
100%.
And maybe you guys are like missing each other, right? Maybe she may be initiating sex in other ways than you're
that
used
you might not be
right?
cognizant of.
Yeah, exactly. Like her way of initiating sex might be saying, "Hey, babe, you look really cute."
You might be missing it.
Right. So it's like you have to be cognizant of those things as well. So again, like everything else, man, it's just about communication and about being aware and being present in those moments of when that communication is happening and
100%.
being able to meet your partner 50% of the way.
100%.
Because sometimes, y'all might just be having a misdirect, right? And that's okay. Things like that happen. But it's up to you to see the forest for the trees.
Fill the gaps. And fill the gaps
exactly.
up, man. You know
That's
what I'm saying? When the
very-
gaps is empty, you fill it up. Listen, shout out backbrotherpodcast.com. Make sure you tune into all the goodies. Make sure you tune into all the episodes and YouTube channels and whatnot. Let's get it. Let's move forward. Hashtag BBGC. Keeping up with the water wave. Backbrother 30 for challenge. Email backbrotherspod@gmail.com. Any inquiries, questions, or anything you want to tell us, let us know. put on the podcast. Make sure you tune in. Instagram page is the Bag Brothers Podcast. Make sure you're following the Instagram page, liking all the posts that go up, commenting, DMing, whatever it is. We'll make sure we'll answer as fast as we can. My Instagram page is Sultan of Thrones. Make sure you follow me. I may not follow back, but fuck you guys. Nah, not fuck you guys, but you know what it is. Yeah, P, give me your shit, baby.
Yeah, man. Follow my Instagram at xchampagneP.
Nigga, mad humble, nigga.
Yeah, follow my Instagram.
If you want to,
Yeah,
you don't gotta follow that shit.
Fuck y'all. I don't give a fuck. But nah, follow the Instagram. Follow us on Twitter at the Bag Brothers. Twitter is a beautiful place.
Yes,
I love
sir.
Twitter.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God.
Listen, I love Twitter, man. That's all I'm saying. Follow my personal Twitter at ____ watch me work.
That's 3 underscores. Keep it locked.
The numbers understanding. Subscribe to our YouTube, Bag Brothers Podcast.
Tune into the YouTube
Every
channel.
time we drop a new episode,
you may not know what's on there, man.
Yeah, like every time we drop a new episode, we dropping a new video. Like that's just how we playing.
Yes, sir.
If you on the Apple Podcast, a lot of y'all got iPhones. Subscribe to our podcast, the Bag Brothers Podcast.
We on every platform.
Yeah,
for every platform, SoundCloud, all that shit, man. Tune in.
So just keep up
tuning in, man. Like, subscribe,
Black
comment,
History
all that.
Month is coming. You never know
Oh
what we about to
boy,
do. You never know.
We got it locked. Bag Brothers Podcast.
Yeah, we about to apply a lot of pressure, run a little lap on y'all. And yeah, man, we appreciate all your support.
Yes, sir. Listen,
as always,
y'all tuning in all the time. We appreciate y'all for real, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. As always, happiness is rich, health is wealth, kindness is currency, and a peace of mind.
It's the real Bag Brothers Podcast, episode 3030. It's your boy Sully.
It's your boy P.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Peace, family.
Peace.